The legislative session just started this month, and Prop 47 is once again in the spotlight.
It's what voters passed back in 2014 to make retail theft a misdemeanor if you steal anything below $950. Well, political reporter Morgan Reiner breaks down the law and hears from people on both sides.
At least 3 bills have been introduced on this topic so far, but it's important to note because it was the voters who originally put this in place in 2014, it'll ultimately still be up to the voters. So if any of these bills make it through the legislature, it'll be handed back down to the voters to decide on.
Assemblymember Jim Patterson introduced AB 1599 to overturn much of what's in Proposition 47.
I think that the people of California, they just fed up with it. And they know that the crime spikes are real.
Statewide numbers for 2021 are not in yet, but the Public Policy Institute of California reports that overall property theft has steadily declined over the last 20 years. But the PPIC does link Prop 47 to temporary increases in some crimes after the law was enacted.
When you take an otherwise felony activity and you turn it into a misdemeanor, it is no longer counted in the crime statistics.
The California Department of Justice does record larceny theft. In fact, it says since Prop 47 was passed, they decided to include total larceny theft crime in the property crime category, regardless of value.
I think they made an inaccurate choice. And I think the consequences are right in front of us.
Attorney General Rob Bonta declined an interview for this story, but his office sent a statement saying California law is clear. Organized retail theft is a felony. Prop 47 doesn't change that.
Incentives play a big part.
Chief economist at Point Loma Nazarene University, Lynn Reeser, said even though the National Retail Federation puts losses at 0.0% of total sales, she is on board with repealing it or reducing the threshold.
Given the low profit margins and the struggle that retailers are facing now, even small amounts amount to large losses for particularly our small mom and pop shops.
California is not unique. Most other states have a threshold in place that's $1,000 or more. Now, some of the other bills that were introduced besides just repealing it altogether are AB 1597, which makes the punishment for repeat offenders more severe. And then there's another one that was introduced by a Democrat to bring the threshold from $900 back down to $400.